Okay, let's get comfortable. Cool. Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. I feel like I haven't filmed in such a long time, and that is because I have such a love-hate relationship when it comes to my camera, because my battery dies constantly. It goes in and out of focus and it really stresses me out. I have to feel like I really want to pick it up in order to film, but hopefully I can get it sorted soon. I think I'm going to order a new battery for my camera. Hopefully that will sort out the whole battery situation. For today's video, I am going to be filming a eyeshadow look, which is why I currently look really creepy, because I don't have any eyeshadow or any highlighter or any mascara on, and I look a bit weird. And I don't know why I still look so brown. It might be because I'm wearing a white top. I got back off my bholiday like last month. It's been nearly 2 months. That's a bit crazy. Well, it's not really crazy, but anyway. So for today's video, I'm going to be filming an eyeshadow look for you guys today, and I want to talk to you guys about the brushes I use to do my eyeshadow, and I'm also going to give an in-depth review of the Voss palette that I ordered from Beauty Bay. So let's get started straight away. If you haven't already, please don't forget to subscribe and give the video a massive thumbs up. I will leave my social media links here on the screen for you guys to go and follow if you would like to. And yeah, so if you'd like to see me talk about my eyeshadow brushes that I use, that has a hair on it, and another one, and an in-depth review of the Voss palette, then please just keep watching. First of all, I want to start on talking about my favourite 4 brushes that I will always use to do my eyeshadow with. So, by the way, I will leave all of these products in the description down below, as well as the brushes, because these brushes are quality, and I feel like you need them. But I also feel like I need a necklace on today, because I feel like there's so much like skin here and I need a nice little cheeky necklace. Should I sort that out? Potentially. Be right back. I feel so much better about my life. I'll start with this one. Is the Real Techniques Powder Blue brush in the shade B04, and this brush is amazing. Like, it's a big crease brush, and I find that it's really fluffy. It's slightly tapered at the end, and I like to use this brush at the start more specifically, just to put my first shade on the eye and really get the whole shade on my eye. Just there's a nice base to start from, a good platform to get the eyeshadow working from. So that's why I like to use this brush. And also it's really good to blend out the sides. If you have a bit of harsh shadow going on, give it a cheeky on the old sides, and this is going to blend that shadow right out. The next brush is a Morphe M32 brush, and this is actually my first Morphe brush, and I think on their website it says it's a bullet brush, but I like to use this brush for everything. Like, no joke, this brush comes in handy with everything. Like, I can use it under my lower lash line, I can use it in the corner highlight, I can use it for under brow bone highlight, I can use it if I want to do a halo eye to put some glitter on the eye. This brush is honestly amazing, and I would 100% recommend getting this brush, because this brush has changed the way that I do my eyeshadow for the better, I think. I love that it's multi-usery. Did I just make that word up? I love that this brush is multi-use. You can get multiple uses out. I don't know how you say it, but I love that this brush can be used for multiple things. Got ya. And then the next 2 brushes are actually in the Real Techniques eye brush set, and they are the medium shadow brush and the essential crease brush. Now, the essential crease brush is literally like a no-brainer, because doesn't everyone use like a crease brush when they do their eyeshadow? And it's basically a crease brush, so it's the perfect shape and size to just get in your crease and just to blend into your crease. If you want any colour in your creases, if you want a transition shade in your crease, whack this on. This brush is literally like an essential in most people's eyeshadow routines, I would say. Medium shadow brush, and I like this brush because it's slightly tapered on the end, and it's really good for, it's literally like this, but like the width is bigger, and it's really good for getting into your crease again and really blending it out. And also I do like to use it on the ends as well. I just find this one's really handy for a lot of stuff. So they are my 4 brushes that I like to use when I do my eyeshadow. But now let's get on to reviewing the new Violet. I say new, it's not new, it's only new because it's new in my collection, but it is the Voss Pro Eyeshadow palette, and this palette is absolutely stunning. When I tell you, okay, it's a bit dirty, don't judge. The array of colours that it has is phenomenal. Now, I have been using it for a while because I wanted to give a good honest review of like the colour payoff, the pigment, how long the shadows last and all that jazz. What shadows I think are a bit and what shadows are like the bomb. So this is the packaging that it comes in. It is exactly the same packaging as the front. Just a black shiny box, and then the back has a hashtag of Violet Voss with the little hashtag, and it basically has like an ombre effect of the main colours in this palette, which I would say are like orange and purple. And this is the actual palette itself, and it is like a matte sleek palette. The front is the same as the packaging, and then on the back it just says hashtag Violet Voss and all that stuff. I like that it's heavy. It is quite thick for a palette, and it's really sturdy as well. It does feel really good, and it's made from cardboard. And it has, I think, 38 or 39 grams of shadow, and it lasts for 24 months, which is really good. If you don't know how to find out how long a product like life is, then it's normally on the back of a product, and it has a little like container, and it has a number and the letter M next to it, and that tells you how long this palette should last for. I love that it has a mirror inside. That is one thing that I absolutely love. The Jaclyn Hill palette didn't have a mirror, and it did bug me a little bit, because if you want to take away this massive palette and there's no mirror, then you have to take a separate mirror, which sort of bugs me, because it's like, right, I'm taking away all these shades and I don't even have a mirror. Do you know what I mean? It's just extra baggage that you don't need. Love the pan size. I'll do a close-up for you guys to see, because my camera is a bit shoddy. Pan size is really big. The first row here is like your base colours / your transition shades. You've got a nice matte cream, which I think is so essential in any palette. It just is needed for like the first shade to go in initially, and even to like just highlight the brow bone a bit before you go in with your highlighter. You do need a light cream colour, and I love that they've got a black colour as well. They've got a dark and a light colour, which I think is so essential, because if you want to do a smoky eye, then you need a black. And then you've got your goldy layer here. So you've got the shade Fresh, Sauce, Savage, Goat, ILY, which obviously means I love you, and GOAT. Goat. What does that mean? GOAT. I don't know what that means, I'm going to have to Google it. Truth, Lady Boss, No Filter, Throwback Lit. Next two rows, you've got a orangey, sort of reddy, rose goldy situation going on, and then your bottoms you've got your purples. So you've got Vacate, Goals, FOMO, Low Key, Living, Sunset, Relevant, TBT, Petty AF, and Life. If you just instantly look at this palette, you think, holy moly, I need it in my life. And that's, oh my god, I look terrible. Holy moly, I need to get those brows done. Sorry, there's a mirror on the back, just checking myself out. I think I'm going to do a purple smoky eye. I found a good array of purple colours that I can use and create a wicked eyeshadow look out of it. I've already worn this look once, so I'm going to do this look for you again, and I posted it on my Instagram stories and I wore it to work, and everyone was like, oh my god, your eyeshadow looks so lovely. Now I'm going to pause the camera and zoom you guys in and hope that this doesn't go a bit tits up. First shadow I'm going to go in with is the shade Fresh, which is the first colour in the palette, and as you can see, if you can see, there is literally no fallout. Really, tap it off. I'm using the VO4 Real Techniques brush, and I'm just going to work that all over my eye. You don't really necessarily want to see it, because then that gives you a good base to start on with any colour, any shape you want. I also look naked, but I'm not. Let me pull it up a bit, because I do look naked. Great, 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 great. I'm not naked. Cool. Right. Then we are going to go in with I'm going to go in with the Big O4 brush again and go into that Sunset shade. Tapping the colour on the end, which is called Sunset. And as you can see, there's not really a lot of fallout. There's a little bit. And then my palette is so messy. What is my life? All my palettes are messy. It's a disgrace. Tap it off, don't forget. And I'm going to work that all over the lid. The pigmentation there, like with purples, I get really scared that I'm going to put it on and it's going to be like, bam! I'm going to be like, right, okay, I can't move it now, so how do I cope with this? That's that first shade on there. That blended really lovely, and also it is really like, it's not patchy at all, which is good. Okay, so now the first colour is on. I love that colour. I love that it's slightly subtle, but also I think it's a nice purple to start off with if you're going to do an eyeshadow look. Okay, now the next colour I'm going to go in with is the shade TBT, which is a plummy sort of purple, and it's really stunning. I've really used this colour before, and it is so pigmented, but I'm going to go in with the medium shadow brush. I'm going to just tap that in the colour. This is the fallout you get, if you can see. There's not really any fallout, which is good because it's a purple. Right, let's go in with this colour. I'm going to work this all over the crease. So the crease is basically where the wrinkle is in your eye. So there's the top bit, there's the lid, and the crease is there. So it's just going to blend everything together. They look a bit harsh to start with, but we're going to sort that out, so it's okay. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the Essential Crease Brush into the same colour, and I'm just going to blend that out more to make it look a bit better. Really getting in the corner. So the next colour I'm going to go in with is the colour Life, and I'm basically going to work that in the crease also. Now this is one colour that I found does have a tiny bit of fallout. This is probably the only colour in the palette that I think's a bit it's quite hard to work with, and it's just a bit like, right, okay, you're not really giving me much. Pigment's not fully there, but I just want to work that in the crease a bit more, working more so towards the outer corner. That is that shade. Now I'm going to go back in with the TBT shade, which is, I'm holding the palette sideways by the way, I don't even know if you can see it. Is this colour right here. I'm going to use the Morphe brush, and I'm just going to dab that into the colour and literally just dab it onto my eye. Just in the outer corner, build that colour up. I am going to go in with Essential Crease Brush again. I'm going to tap into the black a tiny bit because this black is so hella pigmented and I don't want to ruin my eye look, and I'm literally going to tap that off. I just want the tiniest bit of black ever to go in my outer corner, just to give it a bit more of like a smoky look. Don't ask me why I open my mouth when I do my eyeshadow. So this is what we have so far, and I'm just going to blend that out everywhere. I'm dragging it out to the side so it's a bit smoky. Now there's one of two ways that I like to do this, but one of the ways I'm going to use today is grabbing my, this is just a Urban Decay Naked brush, one of the brush that comes in the palette, and I really like using the flat brush because I don't actually have a flat brush, but I find this works perfectly fine and I like using it. So I'm just going to use this flat brush. I'm going to go in with my Mario Badescu facial spray, and I'm just going to spray that a bit more wet and a bit more tacky, and I'm going to go into the shade Relevant, which is this lovely purple here. Now I have found that the glitters and the shimmers are so creamy and buttery, a bit similar to the Jackie Hill palette. Like as soon as you touch the palette, the whole pan moves. It's really surreal and strange. It's because it's so creamy, and I'm just going to wet that and place that on my lid where the black starts. So from the corner to the middle, there's a kid screaming. Okay. The way that I do normally do it is I will put some concealer down first and basically cut my crease sort of thing, but this is just like a quicker way to do it. So I'm just going to place that there. Okay, you can't see it, so we may have to go in with, scrap that idea, we're going to go in with some concealer. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab some concealer, grab the same flat brush, and I'm just going to cut my crease. So I'm just going to place the concealer all over my lid, and I'm not going to bore you with this, I'm just going to go off camera and do it, and I'll be back. Okay, so I am back, and I have essentially cutted the first part of my crease, if that makes sense. So I've just put concealer from the inner corner where the black starts on both eyes, and I've just added a bit more concealer above the crease, above the bit that folds, if that makes sense, because I find I have really small eyelids and I want more colour on my eyelids than what I can get. That is that. Now I'm just going to go back in with the same flat brush and back into the colour Relevant. Dab that in. Once again, there's not a lot of fallout. I'm just going to place that on my eye where I've just put the concealer down. There we go. I love this colour. This is probably one of my favourite colours in the palette, the shade Relevant, because It is purple, but it has blue and white reflex in it, so it looks purple, but when it catches the light, it goes a bit blue and white. And I think it's so lovely, honestly. I've never had a shade like it before. Back in with the Morphe brush into the shade Petty AF. I'm going to put this colour in between where the black is and the first colour we just put down is, just to put a bit of a gradient in there, just to mix it up. Then I'm going to go in with this brush right here, the BO41, tap back into that black, tap it off, and just dab back where the black was. Because this black is going to give you a good smoky eye. As you can see, I'm tapping in 1, 2, tapping off 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and there's still so much colour payoff, like even if it's a bit too much. Now we are starting to get a tiny bit of fallout just on the face, but honestly, fallout doesn't bother me in the slightest. You can just wipe that away. The black has come up really patchy. I don't know why, but I'm just going to have to try and sort that out. Right, that is done. That is going to look so dramatic because I still need to blend it out. But this is what we're working with so far. Now I'm going to go back in with that Morphe brush. I'm going to do my lower lash lines. I'm going to go the first shade Sunset. In at TBT, which is the darky purple shade. Shade Relevant, which is that lovely purple colour with a reflex in. I'm going to place that in the same position but on my lower lash line. Like that, just so we have a bit of the same reflex going on underneath. Now I'm going to get a big brush and I'm going to dust away all of my fallout and just clean it up a little bit. Use the same Morphe brush and just wipe it off because it's obviously got loads of purple and black on it. With this palette, the only thing I can say is there isn't really a light colour to use for your inner corner slash your under your brow bone. You've got the white, but obviously that's not a shimmer. So I'm going to have to go in with my Morphe palette and go into the first colour and the second colour in the pan and just do my inner corner highlight and my brow bone. That is so nice. Some black eyeliner in my waterline. We'll go in at least. Hair down because we have done. That is the finished purple eyeshadow look done. But before you go, I want to get a tiny bit more creative and I want to apply some purple satin liquid lip gloss. The other day I was very kindly sent a package full of the new Rimmel Stay Satin liquid lipsticks, and honestly I've been wearing a couple of them and I absolutely love them. They sent me this really lovely purple colour. So I just want to put it on because I want to be fun. I'm going to take it off before I go out because I'm going out and I don't want to be walking around with bloody purple eyeshadow, purple lipstick. So I'm going to change that. I'm going to apply this and you guys can have a little time lapse and watch it. How cool is that? So that is crazy. So that is the finished makeup look done with some crazy purple lipstick. Hopefully I haven't got anything on my teeth. But yeah, I'm going to do a close-up for you guys to see the makeup look that I have for today. I really hope you enjoyed watching my eyeshadow makeup tutorial. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. That would mean a lot to me, and I'm going to try my hardest, guys, to start filming more. I'm going to be uploading at least 2 videos a week, and at the moment I'm uploading about 3 videos a month, which is really annoying and really disappointing for me, but my camera is just doing my head in at the moment. So yeah, thank you guys for watching today's video. Please don't forget to subscribe, give the video a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, give the video a thumbs up. I've got purple eyeshadow everywhere, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Also, I'm going to leave blog posts to the lipstick and the eyeshadow in the description down below, so go check it out. Really hope you enjoyed today's video. Bye!